And we are connecting, and we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. Guys, today I'm going to be streaming for about a half hour, just chatting. If anybody wants to come in and give their thoughts on the UFC 306 card, I'm so excited for this card. I'm so excited for the fights in general, man. Tomorrow, I'm going to be waking up real early. I'm going to be going to my mom's. We're going to watch the weigh-in show together, and then I'm going to watch the entire Bellator card, and then we're going to watch the entire UFC card. I cannot wait for tomorrow, by the way. Like, I'm so hyped for this, dude. I'm so hyped. We're connected on YouTube, waiting for my own notification. Let's see. Still didn't get it. YouTube, and there we go. Clenbat is live. Excuse me for just a moment. There we go. So, yeah, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I'll be streaming for about a half hour, talking about these fights. If anybody wants to come in, give their thoughts. Still new to streaming over on this channel, so I'm not too sure how the streams are going to go, but regardless, we're going to be live. We're going to be talking about the fights. You can even just watch this back. I'm going to be breaking down the fights like I've been talking about. Anyways, starting off, and I have not seen the press conference yet. I know everybody has been talking about Lazy Boy. Everybody been talking about Ronaldo Rodriguez. This dude apparently has been saying some wild stuff at the presser, but again, I still haven't watched it. I was going to take my dog out later, maybe listen to it on the way, but who knows. What's up, Jay? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, I know that, like, apparently there's some really bad stuff in another language, which, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to find the translation for, but all of a sudden people are talking about the potential of this dude being a star, but I haven't seen it yet. From what we have seen, though, he's a very exciting fighter. He's probably going to strike with Ode Osborne. But man, I've been a big fan of Ode for a little while, and it's weird to see him at some press conferences, even just at media day. I don't even know if there has been any pre-fight press conferences with Ode before, because I don't think I've heard him speak. I personally love this card, maybe because I'm a Sugar Sean O'Malley fan, but this card looks great. He really grew on me. I like Sean now. I didn't like him coming into the UFC. And Garrett's here. What's up, Garrett? I can just drop by on my lunch break. Have a good stream. Thank you very much. We're going to be streaming on 2 channels. But yeah, the problem is with Sean O'Malley is I like Marab too. He's fun to watch. I don't know. I really like that. I'm kind of rooting for Sean O'Malley to build himself into a star. I like his game plan. I like that he's grateful for his opportunities. It really grows on me. There's some stuff that I still don't really like too much about O'Malley. He did better. Apparently, like, I've seen a couple clips, but not much. Apparently, he's been kind of, like, from what I've seen at least. I've only seen a couple clips. I haven't watched the entire press conference, but it looked like he was doing a little bit better than usual. He's doing a little bit better of a job promoting himself. Marab was getting booed heavily. Really? Interesting. I don't know what I was going to expect. Marab getting booed heavily. That's a little bit surprising to me, but I didn't expect, like, one fighter to get, like, a crazy cheer. But anyways, like we were talking about, Ode Osborne. I've been a big fan of this guy. I love watching him fight, and it was cool to see him speak. Like, he seems like a pretty decent guy, you know? I didn't really know anything about him as a person, and something that I've been talking about for a very long time is Ode Osborne is better than his 12-7 record. Way better. He's been put through the ringer of opponents. He's been doing so good. And the problem is, of course, like, we've seen him now. Oh, I forgot to fix the chat again. I just looked up in OBS. I don't know where I'm going to put that. I can move it right now. I'll have to play with that another time. But, I mean, it's not like you guys really want to see that Tapology stuff, I don't think. That's just where the chat is on my other channel. Either way. Yeah, he's unfortunately had a little bit of a rough go when it comes to fighting guys on the ground. And that showed in the Jeff Alfielho fight and the Yasu Amabeya fight. But then again, those are 2 really solid opponents that he took on. It's just unfortunate, man. I just think he's better than people give him credit for. Ode seems like a good test for Rodriguez. Clearly, UFC has someone they want to win. Yeah, you think? That's true. But yeah, it is a good test. And I don't know exactly where Rodriguez, because he's looked good from anything else that we've seen. He came in past the UFC test, right? But Ode Osborne is a completely different opponent. I'm excited to watch this fight. I'm excited for this entire card, man. Like, I don't know. I'll just open it up right here. I don't know out of the entire card if there's a fight that I'm really not looking forward to. Like, even Yasmin Yurgui, or however you say her name, like, I'm kind of excited to see her. Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont, I'm not excited for at all. Other than that, Alexa Grasso, Valentina, I'm kind of like, I don't really care. I would have been excited for Valentina back in the day, but she seems past her prime. But other than that, every single fight on here should deliver. Like they should. Edgar Shearez, Joshua Van, Rosas Jr., Acurio Lang, Manuel Torres, Ignacio Bahamondes. Those are all great fights, dude. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez is great too. And of course, like I'm looking forward to the main event more than anything. Grasso and Alexa put on good fights. I don't know. They kind of do to me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not that hyped for it. That's all. I don't know what to tell you. But I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit there and be like, oh my God, Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko. The problem is I don't think I want to see it for a third time. Maybe that's where I'm at with it. But the whole card's really good. Man, I just made the breakdown video for the next fight night while we're at it. And I always forget where to go. Tapology. It's in a couple weeks, so we have to scroll through some stuff over here. Yeah, this one. This is a banger of a UFC fight night, dude. Like, that has some really, really good fights. I'm shocked that Nasruddin Imavov and Brendan Allen aren't the co-main event. I love watching Jonas and Brito. I love watching Matt Favola. I'm going to be really, really rooting hard for Moicano, man, but I don't think he's going to get the job done. But anyways, of course, that's not what we're talking about over here. Let's talk about the next fight, that being Daniel Zellhuber and Esteban Ribovics. I am really, really high on Zellhuber, to be honest with you. Zellhuber, and he's had one hiccup, of course. And did you guys see anybody at the press conference where that guy was like, oh, in your last, I think he said the last fight, was it against Prado he was talking about? I don't know. He's like, well, the last time didn't go your, oh no, it was the last UFC Noche. Which one was that? Was it against Giagos? Yeah, it must have been 11 months, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that would have been the, what is it? Yeah. Yeah, that must have been the fight. He was like, that didn't go your way. And Zellhuber's like, what? I finished him. I thought that was pretty funny. The Ribovics is a great fighter too. Like I said, every single fight on this card should deliver. It would shock me if it didn't. Loic Razbov's a good fighter to lose to. And he's looked really good, especially with that head kick KO against Terrence McKinney. That was an insane performance. Ribovics has some really, really hard money kicks. But the problem is that Daniel Zellhuber is going to have an insane reach advantage on Esteban. I think he's going to use it to his advantage. Plus, the crowd and the judges are going to want Zellhuber to win. I'm interested to see, too, if the Sphere is going to get in the way of anybody. Like, as I know the fighters have been asked about it throughout the entire, like, media day. If they're going to go into the Sphere and just, like, get blinded by the lights or distracted about what's going on. If I had to assume so, I would think that it would be a big distraction. But then again, I would imagine these guys are used to distractions with people constantly yelling at them, people constantly cheering, even just, like, brawls happening in the UFC stands. I would imagine they're used to it, but this would be like another level. But this is Daniel Zellhuber's big opportunity, and it's his biggest test so far. Like, who else is he taking on? Yeah, I would say that, yeah, Esteban Ribovics is his biggest test so far. And it's weird to say because if I had to assume, I would think that Daniel Zellhuber's ranked higher. Because I know Tapology isn't the exact rankings, but 49.50. It's like a really, really good matchup, man. But I do think that Daniel Zellhuber is going to get the job done. I like Esteban too, though. Really, really good fight there. 25 years old, 28. I forget that Daniel Zellhuber's so young, too. Seems like he's been fighting for a while. And he's improving every time that we see him in the octagon. I am very, very excited for that fight. But let's continue on to Brian Ortega and Diego Lopez. This is a little unfortunate because I can't help but feel like the aura has been lost for Diego Lopez after his last fight. I know it was short notice, and I've gotten a couple comments on my full card breakdown video with people saying something like Diego Lopez had to cut weight twice. I don't remember exactly what went on there, but just the performance against Dan Ige, somebody who was literally like getting a massage and then coming to the cage. It's just, I don't know. When he was coming onto the scene, he lost to Mozart Evloev. He got on everybody's radar right away. But then he came in with Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, Sadiq Youssef. Looked absolutely fantastic in those fights. Looked like a world beater. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm totally convinced of this dude. And I was like, I'm going to keep betting on him. But then the Dan Ige fight came. And I know there was a lot. And I know he wasn't prepared for a guy like Dan Ige. And I know that Dan Ige was a better opponent. But I just can't help it. My gut's telling me that it's a little worrying for Lopez. Hey, what's up, Leo? I have a sneaking feeling Ortega will get a 10-8 in round 1. Really? But then somehow still win by finish. Oh, he'll get 10-8'd. Okay, sorry. I misread what you said. I got a funny feeling that Ortega's going to do it too, because I was so sure that he was going to lose to Yair Rodriguez in the rematch. I was so sure about it. I don't remember how much I bet, but I lost money on that fight. I was so sure about that. Then he came in and did what Brian Ortega does. We can't forget that this dude is just at the top of the division. This dude is only 33 years old. He's taking a lot of damage, but the dude is a dog. Like, he is an animal. He goes in there, and no matter what you put on him, it seems like he can fight through it. Like, even in, like, the 5th round against Volkanovski, after the beating that he took, Ortega still had his moments. Even trying to chase Max Holloway down. Like, the dude just, there's no quit in him. Diego Lopez will not be able to slow down for a second against Brian Ortega. He'll have to have a perfect performance. Could he have that perfect performance? Yeah. And there was another thing is, I'll try to find it right now, actually. Hang on, let me see if I can just find it. Brian Ortega. Did you guys see that picture of him going around? I don't know if it'll just be on Google Images. It won't. Crap. I'm going to look over on Twitter. Excuse me for a moment. Brian Ortega. Come on, come on, come on. All right. The first thing that I see is Brian Ortega had this. Oh, you just can't get away with that no matter what he does, eh? Okay, yeah, there we go. Brian Ortega. This is how Brian Ortega is looking right now. I need to move my webcam up. Excuse me just a second. Let's move that up. I'm not going to worry about it being too sloppy. Let's just put it there for now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about Ortega's shape at the second. I know he's always been a little bit like skinny fat, like a little bit. But even if we were to type in, like if I just looked up any other picture of Brian Ortega, like he was in better shape than that. Yeah, like look, this is Brian Ortega another time. Like he's looked better. That's the issue. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling too good about his shape right now. But at the end of the day, Diego Lopez hasn't fought a guy like Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega is a whole nother animal than the guys that Diego Lopez has fought, like Dan Ige, Sadiq Youssef, Pat Sabatini, Gavin Tucker, and especially with Sadiq Youssef and Dan Ige. Like, those are great fighters to fight against. They're fantastic, but they're not Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega will try to drag Diego Lopez into a fight that he's never been in before. Like, if Volkanovski couldn't put Ortega away, I have trouble seeing Diego Lopez being able to put him away. I hope we get to see some grappling. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, still having trouble speaking over here. My allergies are still bad. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I mean, I really hope that we get to see some grappling from Ortega and Lopez, because I would imagine that Ortega's better on the ground. But Lopez, like, look what he was doing against Movsar Evloev, dude. He was looking really, really good. Other than that, Brian Ortega is exiting his prime. Diego Lopez has just entered his prime. He's looking good, man. And Diego Lopez is in perfect shape as always. I'm almost sure that Brian Ortega has some Mexican heritage in him. But Diego Lopez, he seems to be loved around the world. Like, who's the crowd going to cheer for? Probably Ortega. I need to watch that press conference. I don't know if anybody got a pop off at the crowd. But, like, man, Diego Lopez is a fan favorite. I don't know who the UFC is going to want to win. Probably Diego Lopez, if I had to guess. What's up, Taz? What's going on? So it's a tough fight. I'm picking with my gut on this one. And I'm going to be picking Brian Ortega to get the win. Very, very close fight. I think you're crazy if you're betting on this fight. The only thing that I can see... You know what? I'm going to look over at OddsJam to see if there are any prop... Well, obviously the props are out right now, but... Excuse me for a second, guys. What's up, Achromatic? I don't know your picks, but I think Torres will finish Ignacio in the first. I think that the potential for that to happen is very, very live, but I am picking Ignacio Bahamondes to win that fight. I think it's a close fight, though, and I think people count out Torres. I know, like, not everybody's picking Ignacio Bahamondes, but it seems to be, like, the majority of the hype's with him right now. Let's take a look at OddsJam to see if we... Oh, my God, my webcam again. I'm just leaving it like that. What was I just going to look at? What fight was I talking about? Yeah, see, even Manuel Torres, Ignacio Bahamondes, it's cut off on your screen right now, but it's really, really close in the odds. What fight was I just talking about? Am I stupid? Oh, Diego Lopez. That's what it was. Let's see if there are any props. And of course, I can't click on it. What's wrong with OddsJam, man? What are we talking about over here? I'm just going to open a new tab. Crazy, crazy. You guys come for this kind of content, right? So over 1.5 minus 240. I don't know. Either way, I appreciate your breakdown. It's going to be a great fight. I appreciate that, Achromatic. Thanks for coming into the stream. Yeah, I cannot wait for the fight. That's definitely one of the fights that I'm going to sit back. I'm just going to enjoy. That's going to be some nice violence. What's up, Explosive? Parlaying Diego, that's how confident I feel. Oof. I don't feel that confident, but I'll be thinking about you. That one I'm sitting back and enjoying. I'm excited for this. Hey guys, I ended up doing it. I I was talking about on the channel for any of you guys watching the videos. I even said in my betting guide video that I think you're crazy if you bet on O'Malley versus Merab. I bet on Sean O'Malley. I just got a gut feeling. I got a gut feeling. I'm not confident in that at all. It's just my gut's telling me to bet on O'Malley. So that's my non-confident bet we got going on over there. I'm still waiting, man. I switched over to Bet365, by the way, because I was sick of Betway taking so long to drop the stuff. And I still, like, LFA is tonight, and I still can't bet on LFA over there. Like, I mean, like, you can bet on LFA, but they don't have all the fighters yet. And then I looked at Betway, and they have it up, and I'm like, come on, man. What did I switch over to Bet365 for? I took out all my money from Betway. Oh, what's up, Justin? O'Malley with the KO. I can see that. Merab's gotten rocked so much, and I know that people oftentimes bring up the fact that, like, the same shot that Merab got rocked with against Moraes and Cejudo won't be there for O'Malley. But I don't care. O'Malley's more accurate. O'Malley will be able to catch you with a wider variety of shots. He's going to be longer. Like, now that I'm talking about, let's just take a look at the reach. What's the reach over here? It's not that bad. 72 versus 68. Anyways, before that, I want to talk about Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Jumping the gun a little too much over here. And also, guys, thank you for those of you who just tuned into the stream. It's going to be a short stream today. I'm only streaming for another 15 minutes. Baby's sleeping upstairs. Got to keep it a little bit low volume, so I thought I'd hop on here for a half hour, hop on the gaming channel for about 45 minutes. That's what we're gonna roll with today. Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko. I also have a little bit more of a gut feeling on Alexa Grasso this one, but it's more so because Shevchenko is really kind of out of her prime now. What's up, Igor? Hi, speaking of Brazil and cheering for Diego Lopez. Dude, I'm cheering for Diego Lopez too. I don't really like Ortega. He bugs me. And Diego Lopez is one of the most exciting. Would you call him a prospect still? Regardless, he is such an exciting fighter. Dream, believe, and make it happen, man. I hope Diego Lopez pulls off the win. Actually, you know what? You know what would be fun? Who do you guys want to win on this card? UFC 306. Who do you guys want to win? This stream's kind of all over the place. I'd like to see Raul Rosas Jr. keep winning. Oh, this is a tough one. Both fighters I appreciate. I'd like to see Yasmin continue her train. This is one of those fights, Torres and Bahamondes. It's a shame that one of those fighters has to lose. All right, what's up, Taz? You ever kiss another girl, man? I have not. Justin, you got Grasso by decision. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I don't think that she's gonna submit her. Dumont, I don't care about this fight. Ode Osborne will be cheering for sure. Another one of those fights that it's a shame that one of them has to lose. Lopez will be cheering for. I almost kind of want Shevchenko to win. Did you guys see that picture that was... I'm not going to try and find it right now. That picture of Shevchenko that someone brought up that was trending from like a Muay Thai fight. That was really badass. And I'd like to see O'Malley win, but I like Merab as well. But in the weird stream that we have going on right now, got off topic again, Shevchenko and Grasso. I do believe that Valentina Shevchenko is the better fighter. I think she's the more complete fighter. But she's 36 years old, going on 37. And I know that she said that she's in perfect shape. She's ready for this. She's pushing herself. But Alexa Grasso's in her prime. The judges are going to... Look what the judges did last time. A 10-8 round. That was one of the weirdest 10-8 rounds we've ever seen ever. They clearly want her to win. They clearly want to push her. Alexa Grasso gets some clicks. Like, it's not like a superstar or anything like that, but they're at UFC Noche. They're going to want her to win, and I really do believe you need to take that stuff into consideration. But it's not to say Alexa Grasso's a crap fighter. She's not. I just think that Valentina Shevchenko's better. And, like, unfortunately, it's so weird, too, to see even just a draw and a loss on Valentina Shevchenko's record because she's been dominating for so long. Like, Jessica Andrade's a good win, a different division. Tyler Santos, I know there was some controversy on that fight. I'd have to watch it again. I don't remember what I thought about that fight. But I'm going to pick Alexa Grasso to get the win over here. Let's continue on over to the main event. I am so excited for this fight, guys. I'm so excited. O'Malley, Dvalishvili. I like both guys. I kind of want to see O'Malley become a star. I'm cheering for him in that sense. But, man, he proved that he's the real deal. Like, the Piotr Jan fight, he absolutely lost. I'll still stand on that hill. But he proved himself against Sterling. He proved himself against Vera. And I know that Vera isn't necessarily, like, a championship caliber fighter, but he's still, like, an animal there. Could you believe how much Cheeto's face healed up, like, even the next day? Crazy, dude. I can't remember what YouTuber I was watching, but I was watching a YouTuber and they said they need to, like, rip off some of Cheeto's skin and study it. Because of the way that it heals. It's so true. But, guys, I think that with the staph infection that Merab so clearly had, and cardio being his only pace, that's a huge, huge problem for O'Malley. Justin, O'Malley's movement going to be tricky to time the takedowns, and Merab doesn't have great control on the ground or any submission threat. Yeah, and Sean O'Malley was okay at getting up, right, against Petr Yan, but he still hasn't fought anybody like Merab. Merab just wants to keep spamming takedowns to, like, get you tired. I wonder if that's going to wear on O'Malley, because we've never seen him, like, really, really hard tested in the grappling like that. So, Brian, Norma versus Aldana, what's the play? I actually think that Norma's going to win. I'm not betting on that fight personally, but I think that Norma Dumont's just better. I was surprised to see her as the underdog. But, I mean, maybe that won't that won't live to be a great prediction there, because, of course, she might be the favorite for a reason. I made a parlay with Yasmin winning by decision, over 2.5 for Aldana Dumont, over 2.5 for Diego Lopez and Ortega, and over 4.5 for Grasso Shevchenko. What's the odds for over 4.5 for Grasso Shevchenko? Because I really don't mind that. But man, I try to stay away from parlays. That's just me. I so hope the best for you, Igor. But with the crazy sport that we watch in MMA, parlays, there's something bound to go wrong. Like all of a sudden, maybe, I don't know, Brian Ortega getting a one-punch uppercut knockout 30 seconds in. It's like, what? Who expected that? We're so good at studying. We're so good at calling fights, and that happened. It's just something's bound to go wrong with a parlay. I hope the best for you. So I do like your predictions there. It just worries me a little bit. But yeah, I actually thought about betting on Norma Dumont, though. Speaking of Norma Dumont, because again, I saw her as the underdog. I was like, that's a little surprising. But with this fight, again, a little bit more of a gut feeling that Sean's going to get it done. Plus, we all know, like I was talking about with Grasso, we know the UFC wants Sean O'Malley to win. We know that Dana White doesn't even necessarily like Merab Dvalishvili with all the stuff that he was pulling with Aljamain Sterling. Just being the champion and number one contender, taking on everybody. O'Malley was a little tired in the 4th and 5th against Cheeto. Against Merab, that is a scary pace that he keeps. That's true. I don't know if I would say tired, though. He was just, and not faded, but he definitely slowed down. But then again, he was like throwing bombs the entire time. But yeah, if Sean O'Malley gets dragged in the 4th or 5th, I would imagine that Merab will get the job done. I don't think that Merab, unfortunately, I do kind of believe the EPO accusations, especially from that gym that they're talking about. And the reason that I mentioned that is because Merab's going on 34 years old. If he's out of his prime, so something like that definitely would keep him going. I don't think we need to worry about him slowing down. I do not see what Merab has that O'Malley hasn't already faced. Sean has better striking speed, BJJ, and comparable in cardio. The only thing that I disagree with you is the cardio. Like, he has really, really good cardio, but we haven't seen him face the cardio that would be used. Like, if Merab's coming in and spamming takedowns, constantly falling down, constantly getting up, constantly backing up, constantly moving. Like, we know O'Malley can do these things, but I think Merab puts on another pace that Sean hasn't seen before. But you're right. Like, Sean has better striking speed. I don't know about BJJ. If I had to guess, probably. But the cardio is a big thing. And the cardio is really the only thing that Merab really weaponizes, right? I'm just excited for it. I'm excited to see this fight. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be a little disappointed if Sean O'Malley just came in and chinned Merab. I want to see him go through a little bit of a dogfight. I want to see if Sean O'Malley can last in this department. It would be really, really cool if we saw a back and forth war for a little while, and then Sean O'Malley ended up clipping him in the 3rd or 4th. O'Malley's cardio tested for 5 rounds of the wrestling. O'Malley's cardio tested for 5 rounds of wrestling is a factor. Yes. Yeah. And that's something that we haven't seen before. It's nice that we've seen him have some ground defense. It's nice that and the thing is, too, we know that he can be taken down. He can probably get up. There's another thing, though, to take into consideration. The UFC wants Sean O'Malley to win. If Sean O'Malley starts grabbing the fence on the takedowns, they're going to let him get away with it. I don't think they're going to take a point from him. Do you think Kumel Otani will have another opportunity in the UFC or probably go to another organization like the PFL? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'd like to see the PFL get some more fighters, but then again, of course, it's better for the fighters to stay in the UFC. I've been really trying to get into the PFL. I just I don't know. I love watching fights, but if PFL's on, I'll just watch any other organization. I know it's going a little bit off track from what you asked, but I've been trying to get into the PFL. I'm excited for Bellator tomorrow. Are you guys watching Bellator? I said this at the beginning of the stream, but I'm so excited, dude. I'm going to be waking up. I'm watching the fights with my family tomorrow. We're going to have a bunch of people over. So I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to my mom's at 9 in the morning, my time, 9 in the morning. and we're going to watch a weigh-in show. My mom and I always watch the weigh-in show together, and then I'm going to watch the whole Bellator card, and I'm going to watch the whole UFC card, and I'm going to sit my butt in a chair at my mom's house, sitting down with her, watching fights for like well over 12 hours. It's going to be fun. We're going to get some food. We're going to have the rest of the family come over. I'm so excited. Like big fight days like that with 2 cards. Oh, so good. I'm a big fan of Bellator too. Me too. I've been watching Bellator with my dad since I can remember. And the reason why I mentioned I was watching with my mom is because my dad doesn't. My dad won't wake up early for fights. He's a fan of fights, but my dad is like pretty well on midnights for his body clock. So he'll be waking up somewhere around like 2 o'clock and just joining us whenever. We're gonna have my mom or my uncles, my mom's brother, come over too. It's gonna be fun. We're probably gonna get some Chinese food. My wife's gonna bring over the baby. The baby's gonna watch some fights with me. It's gonna be sad though, man, because usually I sit down and I watch fights with my baby, and it's because she's only 5 months old, so she doesn't know what she's watching yet. I'm gonna be sad when I have to like hide the fights from her. I'm a big fan of the Pitbull brothers. Me too. I don't know who my favorite belt. Like I know this is kind of a UFC fighter, but I'm a big fan of Mousasi. And it's unfortunate that he's so past his prime now. Like, how old's Gegard Mousasi now? Let me see. He's got to be like 37, right? Gegard Mousasi is 39. Wow. I know that he's did he just take off from Bellator completely? I don't recall. Wow, I'm forgetting what that drama was. Huh. But yeah, man, like Bellator puts on a really good event. You know what I do like about Bellator is that it's like fight. It's no like you don't have to wait like a really long time. But the Pitbull brothers are good. It's sad to see. Oh, now I lost my train of thought because Jay wrote something. So will Usman ever fight Islam? I don't know. That's a little random. Why? I never imagined that fight being put in place. I can see Islam going up, and would he want to fight Bilal Muhammad? Probably not. Don't they have some respect for each other? Could be wrong about that. But I'm interested to see Islam over at 170. I don't actually know if he'd do too well. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Usman from Bellator. I'm sorry. I don't think so. Why would they fight each other? Aren't they close training partners, close friends? Are they family? They're family, aren't they? Why would they fight each other? That's an even weirder fight. But I think Usman's the real deal too, man. Usman's really good. But I do think that Islam is a little bit better. It's crazy how many Nurmagomedovs we have in the family of the UFC. But yeah, it's gonna be a good week. It's gonna be a good weekend. What do we have over here? Let me take a look over the Bellator card. Bellator Champion Series. I'm glad that it's finally on, and it's not on at like really early in the morning. I had to skip on some of the cards. Like I like the amount of fights that they have on over here, and there's some really underrated talent over in Bellator. Like I know that the talent isn't comparable to the UFC, but at the same time, there's some really good fights. Like you have Mark Diakossi on there. It's gonna be fun. Not a big fan of the main event, to be honest with you, but I can't wait to watch Archie fight. That's gonna be good. Yeah, I always just like the way they put on their events. Big fan of Josh Thompson too, John McCarthy. Are you attending the Edmonton card? I'm not. I am not. I'm gonna be sitting back at home. Wow, I just noticed that Mark Diakossi is gonna fight on the next Bellator card. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. Sometimes it's weird to see, eh? How's the Edmonton card being built, though? If I just look that up, actually. I don't know what fights we have on there. UFC Edmonton, Moreno versus Albazi. Let's see what we have going on over here. Oh, the card's already pretty built, eh? Ivana Petrovic, eh. All right, this is actually a good fight. I forgot that her name was changed to Da Silva. Ariane Lipski versus Jasmine Jastovicius. It's a good fight. Marc-Andre Barrios, it's always exciting. Garrett Armfield, I like watching. Like, all these fights are pretty good. Alexander Romanov, waste of talent, dude. Waste of talent. Mike Malott, we need to see him bounce back. Pedro Munoz is one of my favorite fighters, literally ever. Love watching Charles Jourdain. This is actually a good matchup. Derek Lewis, Johanna Deniz. I want to see Erin Blanchfield, too. I can't believe her last performance. How bad that was. And then Brandon Moreno versus Almir Albazi. That's a really good card for Edmonton because, if I'm not mistaken, last time a card went to Canada, it was not a good card at all. Oh, well. Anyways, guys, has been a half hour. I gotta head out of here. I'm going to be streaming over on the gaming channel for a half hour, 45 minutes. Wanted to split it up today. Haven't been live over here in a little bit. Wanted to talk about the brand new card, guys. Your time is very valuable. Thank you very much for spending it over here. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys, for those of you betting, I hope you guys, and Igor especially, I hope you have a very profitable weekend. And regardless, I hope that you guys have a really, really great time watching the fights. Bellator's going to be great. UFC's going to be great. LFA on tonight too. Can't wait to watch it. Thank you so much for coming over here, guys. Thanks for spending your time over here. Take care, everybody.